I realised that there's no video online of just introducing myself. So I thought I would do that today. I've asked on Instagram what questions you'd like to know about me, and I've put them here and I'm going to answer them. So let's get into it. The first one is, what's your full name? Well, it's literally just Gemma Turner. I don't even have a middle name. Um, I've always wanted a middle name. I'm sorry, Mum. I know you're watching. I always pretended that my middle name was Daisy, or did my mum pretend? One of the two. But yeah, I got fixated on wanting to be called Gemma Daisy Turner. So I definitely spread that rumour at school at one point. But yeah, Gemma Turner is my full name. Where do you live? Now, I know you shouldn't say where you live online, but I've been online for so long that I feel like if you wanted to find out, you would anyway. So I live in a small town called Pontefract, which is in West Yorkshire, in England, UK, and I love it. I love it. I wouldn't live anywhere else. Well, maybe I would. I like Leeds. Leeds is like my second place. But Pontefract, you just can't beat it. It's just a really nice place, you know. Um, what are your family like? Well, my family are just amazing. Uh, I've got a mum, a dad, and a brother. They are all non-disabled. Um, we're just a really good team. Like, my dad is very logical. Is an engineer. He solves problems. He fixes anything that's broken. Oh, that's quite ironic actually, isn't it? Because I've got brittle bones, you see. So, quite cute. Mum is the most em empathic, compassionate person you'll ever meet. She's so crafty. She's probably watching this sewing, if I guess her right. And together they're just a great blend and they've made, I don't know, I feel like they've just made me both logical but compassionate, and I just love the equal amounts that they've made me. And then my brother is also very compassionate. He is really caring. He's really like protective, and because we grew up together pretty much all the time together, we're very close now and we're like besties. So yeah, I really love my family and I talk about them a lot actually. If I'm with people, I'm always like, oh, my mum this, my brother this, my dad this, and then I'm always thinking like, I wonder what people think, but I don't care. You know, if you've got a tight knit family, it's special. Um, how long have you used a wheelchair? So I've used, oh, by the also, I'm relying on the sun to light up this situation. So I'm so sorry, but it's gonna be dark and bright, dark and bright. Um, how long have I used a wheelchair? I've used a wheelchair since I was 2 years old, and I've always relied on an electric wheelchair just because, plain and simply, I don't have the strength to push a manual wheelchair. I had one for like when my parents could push me and we'd go on holiday or long trips, or if we went to like a forest or outdoors, they would push me. But yeah, I've always used a power chair, and the lifespan of a power chair is between like 5 and 8 years. So all throughout, photos of my life, I'll see different versions of me in different wheelchairs, and it's really nice because they hold different memories. So I can see myself in a certain chair and I'm like, oh, that's when, I graduated, or that's when I went to primary school and like would play in the playground. So wheelchairs hold a very special, not just memory, but it's almost like nostalgia, like a really nice feeling. Did you enjoy school? I loved school. I loved primary school. Um, I also loved high school. I think I loved high school more because I kind of knew myself a little bit more. I was building confidence. I think when I was in primary school, I did a talk actually for a lot of SEN, special educational needs support workers, and I was talking about how when you're disabled, especially in primary school, you get a lot of fuss and you get a lot of like everyone's analysing what you're doing and they have meetings about where you're at. And I totally get that that's what you've got to do. But also, it's a lot for a child as well. So I think in high school, I really learn about using my voice and telling people, like, I'll let you know when I need help, but I'm okay. Let me be me, basically. But I don't have regrets about primary school. I think I just know myself more and I know kind of what my personality's like, what I enjoy, and knowing that I love my friends and I love to be with people. Yeah, so I loved school, and then I didn't really enjoy college. I'm not gonna lie. I'm so sorry if anyone's watching. Not that they would be, but from college, I didn't like. It was like not independent enough to just get on with it, but it was also like you got 3 periods where I didn't know what to do and like I'd just hang out in the common areas and I don't know, I just felt a bit lost. So I definitely think I found myself when I went to university. And just to cover that, I went to the University of Leeds and I studied new media and I loved it. I really enjoyed it. I'm not gonna lie, I enjoyed it more for the socializing and the independence and getting to know people rather than like actual academic stuff. But I feel like that's a very common theme, so I'm not the only one. Do you live independently? Yes. Well, it depends what you want to like define as independent because I feel like that. In fact, I'm going to put my lamp on. Hold on. That's better. Do I do that all again? No, I'm gonna carry on. You're just gonna have to deal with the fact that half of this video is dark. Okay? So, do I live independently? Yes, but I also rely on people helping me. And that's something that I'm learning as a 30-year-old that independence doesn't mean doing everything yourself. Like, if you think about it, everybody needs help. Like, if you go to the supermarket, you're not making the bread and you're not like stacking the shelves. Like, everyone needs help. There's an academic phrase for this. Some people in disability studies will know. If anyone's watching from that, let me know what the phrase is. Um, but yeah, so I live on my own, but I also have help from people, helping me clean, helping me cook, batch cook, um, just general everyday stuff. And obviously, if I've got a broken bone, I have personal care help. So, yeah, I'm so proud of myself that I now live in my own flat. It's just the best thing ever. I moved when I was 27, I think. And yeah, it's the best thing I've ever done. But it was really hard to first of all, find a place. I've got videos actually about that, about moving. But also it's been such a journey mentally to go from, living with your family and always having people around to not having that anymore. And I'm learning about myself like every day, even years later. So, yeah, but I absolutely love it. And I know this sounds really cheesy, but I'm so proud of myself. Like, not loads of people will relate to that, but I am. Like, I'm really proud of myself, and I've achieved a lot in the last few years. And if you follow me on Instagram, you'll know that I'm one to celebrate the little big wins. And there's been a lot of those in the last few years. There's been a lot of like exhausted days as well. Um, but yeah, it's been so much fun, and I just get excited about life and every day and what am I going to do next? How do you like to relax? I like to relax. My favourite thing to do is to find particularly a detective series that I can binge watch. And I'm proud to say this. I will get up at 10 a.m., get on the sofa, get my snacks, and I will watch hours until I've finished, or at least until I've like put a big dent in it. Like I just love to relax and to because my brain's always going, it's always working. I'm always thinking about content and what to do next and how to, you know, get messages out there. So the only way I can stop my brain from doing that is to watch TV and get really sucked into something. Um, I also enjoy diamond painting. I've mentioned that in previous videos, but that, oh my God, that is honestly, it's just like a button. And as soon as I start, all your thoughts go. So that is another hobby that I love. How did you get into your career? Basically, after university, I got a job at the student union, so I was very much into like student politics. I didn't understand most of it, to be honest. I thought a cabinet, like in politics, I'd only ever heard of a cabinet that's a cupboard. So when someone mentioned the cabinet, I was like, hey, like, there were so many things about politics that I had no idea about. There's very much a learning curve. Um, but after I graduated, I went for the student role, which is where uh, a sabbatical officer. So I got votes and I got the equality and diversity officer, and that was really when I started to learn more about the world and barriers in life, the social model of disability. Like I really learned about just the world and like what I was passionate about. And then after 2 years of doing that, I got a job on the other side at the University of Leeds, and I kind of became a voice for disability. You know, people from different areas of campus would ask my advice or, ask me about language or, whatever it was, along with other people as well. But I've had a few jobs after that, like, um, here, there, and everywhere. But that university job was where I really thought, wow, I could do this as a job, self-employed, and I could get a lot of money for it. But also, it was what I enjoyed, and in that job, I was doing like admin and engagement, which I loved, and I loved being around people. But I think it just opened my world to what a consultant and what a public speaker could do. So at the same time of sort of being at university, I started my blog and I started talking about being disabled. I would do you can probably look back actually, gemturner.com, and I just started writing like short stories about taxi drivers or what random people would say. And then I started giving top tips, and slowly but surely, I built this blog on the side of doing part time jobs and admin jobs and stuff like that until eventually I did this full time. So now I am a content creator, a speaker, and a consultant. So it really depends on what people are looking for. But my favorite part of my job is going, around the world doing talks on my lived experience of disability. I would say that's my favorite thing. But even just like making videos, chatting to people, like knowing that there's so many people out there with the same barriers as me or the same feelings. Like, yeah, sorry, that was a massive ramble to say how I got into my career, but that was the basics of it. And yeah, now I do this full time and it's amazing. I love the flexibility. I love that every day is different and I never know what to expect in my inbox. And it's brilliant. So, yeah, and finally, what are your ultimate goals for the future? This is a good and scary question. Honestly, if I'm being really, really honest, it's professionally, it's to be happy and flexible. I've learned that a full-time job for me is not for me. And that's not in like a lazy, you know, whatever way, uh, ableist internal thoughts. It's in a way that's like, I don't have as much energy as everyone else, and I've learned that for me, being flexible and being freelance is the best for my uh, personal experience of doing what I enjoy versus having the energy to do the everyday things as well. So I think professionally, it's just to be happy and to keep doing what I'm doing and enjoy what I'm doing. I don't want to be famous. I don't want loads of followers. I think if I'm being really honest, I just want financial stability. That is the main thing that I'm always chasing. Just because being disabled does cost money, and especially in this line of work, you get people saying, "Can I pick your brain?" And really, that's consultation. But people see disability advocacy a lot of the time as, you know, something nice to do. Whereas I think in the future, I would love people to see this as a professional job. It's something that we all need because there's so many disabled people out there, both working and not working. And we need to make the world a more inclusive place. So that's my goals professionally. But personally, I've been working on my mental health a lot this year. I've been getting therapy, which I think has been the best thing. It's really helped me. I'd like to stay where I am in terms of where I'm living, but I think I would like to find a partner, a companion. That's kind of on my radar at the moment. I'm trying to be open to it. I think that's why I'm working on myself a lot as well, because I thought it were a load of bull about, you gotta love yourself first, which I don't think is 100% true. But I think you've got to get to a place where you are confident enough to have the self-worth to find someone that gives you the respect that you respect yourself, if that makes sense. So any red flags that you see them, you know what I mean? So yeah, I would love to find someone to live life with eventually, but that's like down the line. So yeah, maybe a dog. I'm really thinking about dogs at the moment. I thought about a cat, but I'm just not a cat person. I think I want an animal, and I thought, would a cat do? But I just don't think a cat would do. Definitely a dog person. So yeah, anything else? Kids wise, I don't feel strong biological urge to have children, but I do have maternal instincts. So in my head, I'm always like, I would love to either, you know, be with someone who already has children, and I would love to give some love to them. Or, adoption is something that I've always thought about. So yeah, there's many options. It's very exciting, and let's watch this space, eh? But I have rambled for a long time, so I'm going to leave that there. But thank you for watching. I hope you feel like you've got to know me a little bit better. And yeah, if you enjoyed this, give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed it a lot and you want to be part of the community, I do have a Patreon where you can come and join the community, have chats in the comments, and you can also get these videos earlier than everyone else. So a little bit of a bonus there. But if you don't want that, do not worry. I will see you in the next video. Bye!